Elon Musk's brain implant startup, Neuralink, is recruiting patients for a clinical trial. In a blog post, the company said that it's looking for patients with quadriplegia because of spinal cord injury or ALS for this trial. Neuralink plans to evaluate the safety and functionality of its tool, allowing people to manipulate external devices with their minds.
Wow. Okay, here's the official statement from Neuralink. We are happy to announce that we have received approval from the Reviewing Independent Institutional Review Board and our first hospital site to begin recruitment for our first in-human clinical trial. The PRIME study, short for Precise Robotically Implanted Brain-Computer Interface, is a groundbreaking investigational medical device trial for our fully implantable wireless brain-computer interface. It aims to evaluate the safety of our implant and surgical robot and assess the initial functionality of our brain-computer interface for enabling people with paralysis to control external devices with their thoughts. Neuralink is going to help people with quadriplegia and ALS use a computer. That will dramatically increase their quality of life. This is how. The R1 robot will play a pivotal role in surgically placing the N1 implant's ultra-fine and flexible threads within a specific brain region responsible for controlling movement intention. Once implanted, the implant discreetly resides within the body and has the capability to wirelessly record and transmit brain signals to an accompanying app, which then interprets these signals into intended movements. Initially, Neuralink aims to grant individuals the ability to operate a computer cursor or keyboard solely through the power of their thoughts. This here is kind of what the app looks like, and if we zoom in, you can see it says, "Learn to move the cursor and perform a click." I wonder what that would be like for our brains. I think what happens is you just look at something on the screen that you want to click on, and the chip inside of your brain picks up on that movement intention, and then it will perform what you want it to do on the computer. That's really, really exciting for people with paralysis who always have to have somebody around to help facilitate what they want to do on a computer. And now they get that privacy and they can do what they want on their computers. I mean, that dramatically improves quality of life. And this is only the beginning of possibilities for Neuralink, because remember, the chip is connecting your brain with external devices. An external device could also be a bionic arm. You might see a glass of lemonade and think, I want to pick that up and drink it. And that chip will pick up on that brain signal, that intended movement, and then the arm will move and do what you wanted to do. This is really empowering, and it probably instills a lot of hope in people that have had no hope for a really long time, people that are paralyzed. Just 40 minutes ago, Elon Musk wrote on X saying the first human patient will soon receive a Neuralink device. This ultimately has the potential to restore full body movement. In the long term, Neuralink hopes to play a role in AI risk civilizational reduction by improving human to AI bandwidth and human-to-human bandwidth by several orders of magnitude. So there's a lot to unpack in this tweet, and let's start with the word bandwidth. He says that we hope to reduce the risk of AI by improving the human-to-AI bandwidth, and I think bandwidth is referring to how fast we can relay what we want to our applications. If we don't have to type in what we want, or we don't have to verbalize what we want, and our AI application can just understand our thoughts signal and give us what we want, I think Elon is saying we'll have better control over these AI systems so that things do not go wrong. Now you might think, well, what if somebody has a bad thought and the AI picks up on that and carries it out? Well, that's pretty dangerous. So hopefully there's some kind of send button or something, but I mean, we'll have to find out. He also mentions human to human increase in bandwidth, which is pretty scary because Elon has talked about this in the past where two humans have a chip in their brain and one of them thinks a thought and is able to send that thought to another person. Well, do they have to send it, or can that person just access your thoughts? These are lots of the questions that I want to uncover, but hopefully there is some kind of send button where you can think a thought and send it to another person without having to type it out or anything like that, or having to verbalize that thought, because he is all about efficiency. It's something that's innate to Elon, and this can definitely freak some people out, but the thing I'm most excited about for right now is, getting paralyzed people walking, getting paralyzed people more independent and empowered. That's the stuff that's getting people excited about Neuralink right now.
Rockets and EVs, and I mean, it's
Brain surgery.
and Neuralinks to use thoughts to control movement. I mean, this guy
I didn't realize they were looking
insane.
for patients with ALS
Right.
or with spinal cord
Right.
injuries. That's where it seems like, okay, that would be a
Then
very
you would
worthy
do
endeavor to be
exactly
involved with.
right if you're going to have a brain implant. I mean, if you're asking for volunteers
People who
for a brain implant, you have
say,
to have
okay,
a need.
there's a
You
real
definitely
need
have
for
to have a
this.
real need.
It is just so great that these two are really beginning to understand who Elon is. So much of the general public believes that Elon is greedy and he avoids taxes and that he's planting this chip in people's brains because he's evil. But if you really study Elon, you just learn that he loves humanity and he's putting this really big onus on himself to do everything in his power to ensure that humanity thrives. Tesla is to stop the use of fossil fuels and to make autonomous cars that save 40,000 American lives a year. SpaceX is to make humans multiplanetary, and Starlink is for providing internet to people that have never had it. X is for unbiased information and authentic community, and Neuralink is literally making paralyzed people walk. There's so many people that hate on Elon Musk, but if they hate him, it means they're either misinformed or they simply just hate humanity.
But it's just so amazing that, I mean, he in Walter's book, he wants to do, when we run out of planet, he wants to have a new place for us, for humanity to be able to move, in addition to
Mars.
in addition to all these other, it's just wild, it's crazy.
And the idea that he has the ability to shoot rockets up and then land them again and reuse them.
Well, and then
which makes it more affordable, which is why you can go ahead and do
or having remember what we used on The Simpsons? They used to, hi, I have an EV, and it was going like that. Goes 0 to 60 in 1.9 seconds or something. I mean, it's pretty cool.
It's crazy that now that the UAW is on strike, people are starting to pay attention to electric vehicles more. We have seen the US adoption of EVs lag behind China significantly, but I think in 2024 we're going to see the US adoption of EVs start to soar. That is because innovation shines through during economic hardship. People start to look for alternatives. And now people are starting to better understand who Elon is, even media reporters. This is going to start driving EV adoption in states that have been extremely stubborn to date. And now you have Cybertruck coming out at the absolute perfect time, which is going to generate a heap of buzz throughout the country. We just got news yesterday that Oracle is configuring a software to enable police departments across the country to use Cybertruck in their fleets. Larry Ellison said that our next generation police car is coming out very soon. It's my favorite police car. It's my favorite car, actually. It's Elon's favorite car. When I was a kid, I wanted to be a police officer, and dang, maybe I should have gone that route. Getting to drive a bulletproof Cybertruck tank is going to make every cop in America feel like $1 million. It will also allow them to be more efficient, as while the Cybertruck drives itself, they can get their administrative work done. And maybe the coolest perk of all for the police departments is that they will be able to control these Cybertrucks remotely. We know this because Cruise uses 5G cellular waves to connect to their Cruise cars and control them remotely when they get stuck in the city. This is how they get them unstuck to prevent traffic. I think Tesla will use Starlink to control their vehicles remotely as well. A gamer-like person can tap into these vehicles and move them remotely as if they were playing a car racing game. So let's say maybe a police officer has his Cybertruck hijacked. Maybe the police department can tap into that vehicle and disable it. There's just a lot of possibilities here, and I'm really excited to see how it all plays out. Elon is just innovating on so many fronts, and this Neuralink news this week has been really exciting for people who just needed a little bit of hope. So I'm excited to see these media outlets starting to assimilate what is going on, and I hope that you all have a great day, everyone. Bye.